got her back in the car and got home, I was all frazzled and I had to
Mm.
leave. I was like, okay, I gotta go. And I went into nature and I was like, you know what? I gotta go back into gratitude because I was feeling like I wasn't getting paid enough. And how am I going to take on another human being? I mean, I'm doing me, and that's a lot with all these tasks, but to have to care all the way like a little baby is what it's like. It's really interesting. And I mean, she
Yeah,
doesn't even know how to do anything. It's weird. Um,
yeah,
so I went into nature and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring back the gratitude and I'm going to write down how much money I've made for the week. And I'm just kind of recalculate. And so while I
yeah.
was writing down how much money I made, because you taught us how to do that. I'm like, now that I'm making money, I can go in there and see week by week and then be able to manifest a little bit more and a little bit more. And so it's only been 3 weeks into this month, and I've made more money than ever in my whole life. Ever. I mean, that's pretty exciting. I mean, it's not very much, but it's ever in my whole
No, no,
life
no.
as a waitress,
It's not the amount.
everything.
It's not the amount. It's the principle. It's the system. It's the process. You apply a process because the law of attraction sounds like or new agey thing, right? It's a
Yeah.
science, but the science, if you don't understand the
Uh,
process, then you'll just be hit and miss. And so it'll be hit and miss results, right? And it feels like, oh, I need to learn stuff. I need to do something. You need to understand the actual science. Then you have to master yourself to a degree to have the skill to apply that science. So you have to master
uh,
yourself. Until you master yourself, you can't apply it. So, like, I can read and understand all about how to become a builder. Doesn't mean I'm a builder. It just means I understand some stuff. Then I have to take the time to get the skill set and train myself. In over a period of years, I'll be a qualified builder. And so I can become a qualified practitioner of the law of attraction, and then I can consciously do it. And how do you know you've mastered it? Because every goal, every month you set, you get. Like, I achieve every single goal. Every goal I set, I get. Why? It's not because I'm
okay.
magical or I'm some wizard. It's just that I understand the process. I've mastered
Oh,
myself to a degree that I can apply
okay.
that process. And then now for so every goal I set, I achieve. Every goal I set, I manifest. It's like automatic. It's like it's crazy. But now this is what you're learning. So
Uh,
congratulations.
oh, okay. Well, wow. So that, like, here I was all excited. I'm finally in that energy, right? But that's good too. At the same time, now I'm ready to go to the next level. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's good.
well, it made me feel better, and then I was able to reshift and use some of my Tao principles, tools that I've learned as well, where I can just give more value than what the money is about, and not have the attachment to the money that I'm going to actually be able to help this human being naturally and to work it out with
So
her
yeah,
doctor so we can get her off all that stuff.
let me help you out with that too, so we can make it clear. If your
Okay.
energy money is vibrating here, if your frequency, so it's
Yes.
a frequency is here, this must
Yeah.
happen. So
Okay. Okay.
because it's like a scientific fact, right? Everything in the world is energy, atoms and energy. It's vibrating specific frequency. So if you learn how to vibrate in this frequency, that's the skill set. That's applying a skill, right? You learn how to vibrate in this frequency of abundance, X amount of dollars. You know, whether it's $100,000 a year, $100,000 a month, $100,000 a week, it's all the same. But you have to learn how to go from here to here to here. But let's say you learn how to go here and you vibrate in this frequency, this must manifest, full stop. So if you're at $50,000 a year, you'll manifest $50,000. If your frequency is at $100,000 a year, you'll manifest that. If you're at $100,000 a week, you'll manifest $100,000. Nothing to do with your skill set, with money and business. And I know it sounds strange, but all you have to do is look at a lot of people who've got a lot of money, they're twats. They don't have that skill set. So it can't be, you're like, if that's the law, everybody who's got a lot of money must be great with money. But they're not. The one thing they all have in common is that their frequency about money or the word feeling, they feel that money is easy. That's the deal, right? And to the
Oh.
degree they feel $100,000 a month is easy, they make $100,000 a month. For some people, that's ridiculous amount of money. They could never do that. So they'll never do that because their frequency or feeling says it's impossible. For some people,
Oh,
it's just like,
okay. Well, that makes sense then because I'm doing that job for her and then I have the other job with the guy and then I'm still driving around and it's literally easy and I don't have to I'm not stressed about it. It makes me feel good and then I'm able to do other things that I love. So that makes sense now. Because
And
before I was like, I'm in network marketing going, how do I get the people? How do I sell them the stuff?
yeah, and also just so you know, if you're vibrating here, the people that pay you, the person that pays you, who you get paid from, you don't get paid from your boss or your clients. You don't. I know it looks like you don't.
Yeah.
You get paid by God through whom God chooses.
Okay. Okay. So
God
if my
chooses.
energy is high and I'm working with this guy, then it's just going to happen to make the money. It's just going to happen because he's working with me and we're vibrating.
Not necessarily. Maybe it is, or maybe you get money because you just won some lotto, right? But you'll get the money. The money will come to you. It has no choice.
Okay.
Someone will gift it to you. Another opportunity will come. Somebody will just give you more money, like you just got more money every week because you're working with your lady who owns a place, right? How'd that happen? What just happened?
Yeah.
And so God organizes more money for you, but you don't get paid from man. You get paid from God through whomever.
Okay.
And the amount of each person is irrelevant. It's just this is how it is. So what you do is just like, this is what I do, this is how I get paid. What I do is what I do. How I get paid is based on the frequency I'm in, and it's an exact payment from God to me through whomever. Right?
Yay.
And the exact amount, the truth of how I feel and what I expect to get this week. Not what I want this week. Everybody wants a pony, Lamborghini, $1 million, right? So it's not what I want, it's what I truly expect. That's what God will pay me this week. What I truly expect. Not what I go, well, I really want this. I really expect this. No, you don't. What you truly like, it's just that savage honesty. It doesn't matter. And this is the key part. It doesn't matter what you expect. The first stage in mastery before manifestation is to be able to identify where you're at. Because until you're honest, you won't see which frequency you're in. So you're in denial. You're, no, I'm in this. Well, you're lying to yourself. How can you move yourself? How can you move this frequency from here to here when you can't even admit that you're here? How are you supposed to move? Right? You can't. And so the first step is savage honesty. So it's the key to manifestation is step 2. That's the biggest thing for people to understand. Whereas they're trying to make it step 1. Step 2. Building the house is step 2. Learning how to build the house, creating the skill set is step 1. So if I don't do step 1, like me, I don't know how to build a house. You give me some tools and I just start banging away, I'm going to make a mess. I just like, not because I'm not positive and organized and all that, I just don't have the skill. So step 1, yeah. So step 1, self-mastery, what it is your ability to master your attention in this moment. So self-mastery is mastery of attention. So most people's attention is going off with every thought, just going off. So self-mastery is being able to hold your attention here and separate yourself from thoughts. So being able to hold your attention here. Manifestation is after you can hold your attention here. Manifestation is being able to move your attention into a specific frequency and hold it there. But I can't move and hold it there until I can just hold it here. So number 1 is the being able to hold my attention, control my attention. And step 2, which is manifestation, is being able to move my attention. Right? So step 1 is step 2 is manifestation.
Oh, see, and that's what I've been doing too, is because yesterday while I was cooking dinner and everything, my thoughts were going all crazy and I was getting irritated because I had to do this. And I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I forgot to be in the moment. And if I'm in the moment, then that shit doesn't matter, right? It doesn't even matter.
And that's why, like, people are trying to manifest and they're trying to play the law of attraction. The thing is, unless the person teaching you, get this, the builder should be able to every year build houses, a house after house after. This is a skilled house. This is a skilled builder. He should be able to build a house. The next time it's like, I don't know how to do it, and he makes a big mess. Well, you're not obviously a good builder. You're not good at what you do. People teaching manifestation, they might manifest as something like quite big, but are they doing big things every month? If not, in the last 6 months, you can't show me the big 6 things you've done. Then why haven't you done it? Like, don't you understand the process? So there's few people who actually truly are manifesting to like actually understand the process. Once you understand the process, then every time you do it, it'll work because it's a science, right?
Oh my
gosh! That's why we have the self-mastery program, because the self-mastery program, what it does is it teaches you self-mastery, teaches you the 16 disciplines, forces you to master yourself. It forces you to expose all of these thoughts, all of your weaknesses, all of your fears, all of your doubts, forces you to look at how you screw up your life, all these thought programs. And what it does day by day makes you force you to watch that. And instead of succumbing to it, you overcome it, right? So you become mastery of yourself. And then, so as we go through the 100-day program, as you know, right, you start feeling better and better. And all of a sudden things start happening. Then you start to manifest, oh, Steve, this is happening. Why? Because you're no longer going off in all these crazy thoughts. And just so you know, we're still at the beginning stage with you, right? Because
We're what?
day,
Say it again.
we're still at the beginning stage. Because what day are you on?
Yeah.
You're on day 31 or day 32?
40.
Day 40, great. So day 40,
Yeah.
when you think of it, you're only on day 40. Yes,
Yeah.
it's taking you a few times to get to day 40 because you got to a certain point, missed the discipline, didn't report in or something, and you had to reset back to day one. Because the self-mastery program is 100 days of consistency, right? So the reality is day 40, but look how much you're manifesting now. It's a direct reflection of just 40 days of actual mastery. Now you're getting this. Whereas before, you had to this. And so that's why you weren't able to manifest. So that's why the program works, because it's just a process to teach. And everybody who's committed to the process will get the result. Every single person will get every single goal they desire. Every single person, right?
Yeah.
Because
it didn't make sense before. I was like, how?
Yeah. Well, like a skilled builder, like a building company can take anyone who's got like half a brain and just got a bit of work ethic and teach them to be a good builder. It's not some mystery ritual, say it's spiritual thing like, oh, here's a spiritual teaching of how to be a builder. It's just like, well, here's a hammer. This is what we're going to do today. You're going to learn how to do this, right? And over a period of time, they're taken through a process. And they can take people, and they can keep taking people every week and every month, teach them how to be builders. I can teach people how to manifest every goal in their life. Every single goal, every goal in your life. But the steps are, we have to master the self. It's the self-mastery program. And then as we go through self-mastery program, you learn how to manifest. That's the steps, that's the deal.
And then it's a lot easier. So like for you, you said that it took years and years because maybe you didn't have a coach or you were trying to do it, but now you got a system.
Well, I tripped up on what Bob Proctor showed me it, right? So Bob originally in my 20s, he showed me it, but I hadn't mastered myself. So what does that mean? It means that I was able to manifest millions because of lack of self-mastery. I was able to screw it up. 3 fortunes I've lost. 3 fortunes.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Because I didn't know what was going inside of me. So I had the ability to manifest things because I'm a good student of Bob Proctor's, but I didn't realize why all this other stuff was going on. Whereas now, it's effortless. Every month, this is just what happens, right? And it's miracles. And that's what you'll see in the students. Like, see, this has turned up. You'll hear them in the group. This has turned up. Oh, I've just manifested this. I've manifested a free house. Like, what? Who manifests a free house? Like, who does that, right? Nobody I know. But of course, in our group, we got people manifesting free property, free house, free everything. Just like they won $1 million. They go from making $850 a week. Within 2 months, they're making $4,000 a week. With Ace or Tapini, who's on $20 an hour, 7 months later, same. He's on 200K, right? How does that work?
Yeah.
Because the process works.
So it's literally been through your journey and all of your mess ups that you're able to teach us along the way and get better and better. I mean, because just for the 2 years that I've known you, you've been in a couple of different programs doing it. And it's just, wow, it's so exciting.
Yeah, and that's why the awakening, like the spiritual awakening is, the awakening for me is you can't have an awakening if you don't have a level of self-mastery. And I didn't realize that people were so ill-disciplined. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't realize that until you can master the self, you can't truly go on a spiritual journey, because the spiritual journey is transcendence of self. So it's like mastering yourself is like high school, and transcending self is like university. We can't skip high school. You got to go through high school. And if you don't pass high school, how can you do this? If you don't have mastery of self, it's just like, how can you transcend the self? All the true spiritual masters had mastery over themselves, right?
Yes, and their mindset and everything.
Yeah, they were extremely disciplined, a high level of self-mastery.
Yeah.
But as an example, let's say, and people won't like this, but it's the truth. If you can't master your own body, you can't even look after yourself.
No.
You go yes, but I dedicate myself to God. But your body is the sacrifice, is the offering. It's not a nice
Yeah.
offering to God. It's just like what
Nope.
you're saying is, I have no control over self, but I want to help others. You can't even help yourself, man. Right? So
Nope.
help yourself, master yourself, and then we give that person, give that person in service to the world. You can't give what is a rubbish to the world and go, yes, I'd look after, I'll serve you. You can't serve yourself. So we have to master
Yes.
before we can be of service to others. We have to master stuff before we can really be on that spiritual journey, and then before we can transcend the stuff. Otherwise, we're just a spiritual person. It's just delusional. It's just like, so, how many spiritual people do you know? They're on a spiritual journey. They live in their basement. They've got, and no disrespect, because I know basically they got happy clothes, man bun, talking about abundance, and they're broke. Like, what they do?
I know so many, and I was like one of them going, "What is this all about?" Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like
I didn't understand.
Fat personal trainer. It's just like, I'm qualified. No, you're not, because you're fat, brother. It's just like, I'm qualified as a personal trainer. No, you're not, because you're not qualified in life. So all the delusion, and I mean, just long story short, you've gone through so much, Summer. You've gone through so much, but because of your unwillingness to break, even though that you made mistakes, even though you tripped up, even though you had to reset, and even though you felt like breaking, now that you haven't broken, and now that you're being consistent, and now we're on to day 40, look at your life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you before, like, people have no idea. I talk to them at the beginning, and I tell them, I promise you, I ask them, what's your dream life? They tell it to me, and I tell them, I promise you that dream life you'll get. The commitment, though, the price is your entire life, because you're going to have to let go of your old self. You have to let go of the way you act. You have to let go of your old thoughts, your old feelings, your old habits, your old vices. You have to let go of it. You can't go into your new life with your old life.
Yeah.
But if you commit to it's a path. It's not my program. It's just a path. It's been taught for centuries. I've managed to put it together in a specific way that makes sense to me. It seems to be easy to follow, right? In the sense that it creates this systematic process or result. Yeah. So anybody who's not truly committed, they will get exactly what I promise. If you quit, you can't deliver on that because you quit. But if you stay with it and you follow through, you end up just like you're seeing yourself now, and you're seeing everybody else in the community. You start ending up, and everybody in the community is manifesting crazy things, And but to the outside world, it's miraculous. Yeah, I mean, I look at a house, I think it's miraculous. Just have no idea how it gets built. I see a slab, and I see the one. The next thing, a few months later, I see this house. I go, wow, that's amazing. To me, that looks miraculous. Yeah. So to the outside world, it may look like that, but really, what it boils down to is just like, for me, I remember years ago starting this journey. I don't know how you felt when you first started, but I was just at that point where I was thinking, I'm just going to live the same life for the rest of my life. I can see my life. Just like, no, I don't. I can't stand. I can't stand another day. I'm not going to put up with another day of this life. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I have to change. It's not I want to change. I have to change because I can't stand this. I just can't stand the thing I was doing. And, I was broke. I was working as a security guard for minimum wage as a solo dad. It's just like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life struggling just to make money, right?
Yeah. No, those are definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
definitely been my same thoughts.
Yeah. Huh? I'm so happy on this program, Summer. I'm so happy that you made the decision. I'm so happy that you back yourself. And now it's just like now you can get to start living your dream life. Now you're seeing things manifest. You're seeing the money coming in. Your body is in the best shape it's been in your life, right? It's just like, it's not one thing, because people go after one thing. It's just like, we're going to get everything because we deal with the one thing that gets you everything, your thoughts. If you go after trying to get your body, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But the problem is you still got your old thoughts sabotaging you when you try to get your body. It's like, maybe you try to make money. Maybe you make it, maybe you don't. It's unlikely. But the problem you got is you're going to have all your old thoughts and behaviors of how you sabotage yourself. You haven't dealt with that. Yeah. So if you go after the goal with all of the old self, you're going to likely destroy it. You go into a relationship with the old self, you'll screw it up like you do all your relationships, right? But you go in with it as a different energy. You'll attract different people, and you're a different person as well. It's so profound. it works. It's almost like, unless you're seeing it and you know the person and you watch them transform, it's almost hard to believe. But it's the truth.
Yes.
And
Yes. Well,
you're seeing
yes,
it with every
it's
person
definitely
in the room,
been
right?
that way. Huh?
Yeah. You're seeing it, and
It's
you see it with
definitely,
yourself now. Now you're seeing it with other people, and so now you start to see
yeah,
how these laws work, how the law of attraction actually works. It's not hocus pocus. It's just a basic scientific principle, process. And now you're
yeah.
learning how to apply it. You're learning how to master yourself, and we'll teach you more on how to apply it. So it's only going to get so much better for you. Just so you know, someone.
Well, it's so great. I mean, even when you were saying, I can't stand this life, I don't want to do it anymore, that's how I felt about network marketing. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just can't handle this anymore. It's just chasing people is just not the thing, right? So then I tried the solar, right? Because I was like, it's not network marketing, but I didn't
Yeah.
love it. So then, right, the money didn't come, and it's so
Yeah.
weird. And so then this job just lined up, and now I'm not having to do that, and so other things are happening. So I don't know if I told you, but I created a DAO community with the Canadians online in 2020. And so we all come online. Well, last year we created a book together so we can actually hand it out as a tool to be able to just have conscious conversations. And it's so beautiful. And this year we're creating another book. So I didn't write a chapter last year, but I wanted to write one this year. So I'm doing it on the cup in the shadow, which is all about seeing my thoughts. And I'm like, oh, I might as well do that because this is what I'm going through, right? And
Yeah,
then
good
the
on
coolest
you.
thing happened. This lady on Facebook has been following me, and she called me
Yeah.
up and said, I've had 5 bestsellers and I'm creating a wellness book, and you're a prime advocate for this book. And would you be open to doing that with us? And I was like, okay, I'm interested. I call her up. She had 30 different chapters, and she said all these people from all around the world, famous people, they're all going to come together in this wellness book, How to Make You More Happier. And I'm like, oh, I'm all about that. And she was naming off yoga, meditation, this and that and everything. And I go, well, do you have is anybody doing principles on the Tao? And she goes, no. And she lit up and she goes, oh, I'm learning this. And wow, that would be so great. We don't have a chapter on that. So I'm like, wow, this is so neat. And at the same time, when
Yeah.
I was in Portland, what I wanted to do was gather people come to my house and cook for them. And then I would get my guy from Canada to show up and teach the principle. And then we would have a conversation about it, right? I wanted to build my community. So what was stopping me was that I'm in a different town and I don't know all those people, but I have Zoom.
Yeah.
So I paid for a Zoom account with my solar, and I've been thinking, how am I going to utilize the Zoom account? So I'm going
Yeah.
to create my own Zoom with where I can build my community of people through the book that we
Yeah.
wrote, and be able to help with the chapter. That will give me joy, and I'll be able to feel like I'm serving more
Fantastic.
people than what I'm just doing, right?
Fantastic.
And so I'm really excited about that, because before I was like, I'm doing all these jobs, I don't have time to do it because I'm trying to get
Yeah.
money. And now
Yes.
I finally get to be able to do something that I love, build community, and help awaken people on a different level, right?
Good
I
on
feel
you.
so good about that. And that just all came just a couple of days ago. So that's
Yeah.
really exciting for me. Yeah. And
How
whatever
cool is it?
happens, I don't know, because I'm going to create this book, and who knows, it might be a bestseller. I'm going to go
Yeah.
to the book opening and be involved with all these amazing people that are doing the same thing, and then I'll have another line of income, right? So I'll
Yes.
be able to say, hey, here's this, you can buy this, right? It's how people are. That's the new thing, is write a book and create income that way. But what else is happening is people are calling me and writing me messages and saying, you're such an inspiration. I love what you're saying on Zoom, on Facebook. And, I'm so curious about what you're doing, that perhaps it is a bridge for us to work together as business partners. I bring people in and you teach them the magic. I don't know.
100%.
I just want it to be easy. Just come to me and I'll guide you.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I want to do.
It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I pay a guy, and some people, they also in the program, like Albert, he's brought in a few people, right? And
Yeah.
so every time he brings in someone, I just give him a referral fee.
Okay. Well, I know we had done that a couple of times before, and I was wondering if you're still doing it, but I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity, especially if I get people to come on the Zoom. And I even talked to somebody today and asked her if she was open to that, and she said yes. And then she goes, and maybe it looks like people need your coaching services for whatever, and
Yeah.
that's how the people are gonna show up, and that's how they're gonna ask for help, and then I'm gonna have to come up with a plan, right? So I'm like, well, I don't know, that sounds good to me. Then I don't have to
Well,
chase, I don't have to market, because that's where I was getting hung up, was like trying to market myself and
but get
all
this,
that.
you've just found the way to attract them to you.
Yeah,
It's attract.
I want to attract them to me,
Yeah,
because
that's
the
it.
Tao and the self-mastery, they just go together. It's so beautiful.
The Tao. I studied the Tao.
Yeah.
The Tao is in the self mastery, right?
It is.
I,
See, that's
I,
why it makes so much more sense with
yeah,
me.
yeah. The Tao,
Wow.
the beginning is the Tao that can be named is not the Tao. And the one thing became the 10,000 things, which means the nothingness became the physical world.
Yes.
The nothingness became two. So that's the yin and the yang. So from the two came what they call the Tao calls the 10,000 things, which is the whole physical universe. So from the oneness or the nothingness came what looks like left and right, up and down, black and white. And so from the Tao, the yin and yang symbol, everything appears. So in the physical world, the physical world exists because of polarity. So for every good, there must be an evil. For every up, there must be a down.
Right.
And the thing is, the problem is people tune into the evil because they go, so bad. So then they become part of that, right? It says, I don't fight evil. I don't fight bad things. I don't fight the low economy. I just attract abundance. And so I
Mm.
don't drop into here and fight it. I raise up to here and attract that because both will exist regardless of what I do because the physical world operates by polarity.
Yeah.
And that's why there's always a plus and minus symbol everywhere. It's always up and down. So the Tao, anyway, without going into the Tao is beautiful. I love the Tao.
Yeah. Well, I love it too. And it's so fun to have these deep conversations. And honestly, I understand the Tao more now that I'm in your group here. And
Yes,
it's just growing. And I'm like, wow, I get it now. Like I feel like I can teach it, because
yeah,
before it took me forever to understand it. And
yeah.
I mean, but here I am. So
Here
it's
you
really cool.
are. I'm
Here
so
I
happy
am.
for you, Summer.
Yes.
Is
Thank
there
you. Thank
something that
you.
you're struggling with that you'd like to share? Is there something that I can help you with?
Let's see. Nope. Nothing right now. I was like, I'm doing good in my workouts. Um, diet is great. I'm excited. That's nice that you fixed the app there. Um, Everything is so good. Everything is lining up. I was trying to think of something, but there isn't anything. Nothing. Everything is great. Yeah.
Let's do the same. You're doing so well,
Huh?
Summer. You keep doing.
Thank
You're
you.
doing so well. You keep
Thank
doing
you.
exactly what you're doing. You deserve all
Okay.
of the success. And this is just the smallest of fractions of what's coming your way. So it's just the very beginning.
It's
It's
small.
just like not only are you attracting the money that you ever had, not only are you attracting all these opportunities, but now you're attracting the ability for you to, work with someone who's is a best-selling author, and also you're attracting an opportunity where all these people can turn up, and then now you don't have to go find them; they're just going to turn up, right?
Yeah.
It's like all
Yeah.
the stuff you're attracting right now from what you just told me. I'm so happy
Yeah.
for you. All
It's
of this
so
has
good.
because of the energy you're in. And rather than being a nice person but feeling like a victim, because that's where you were when we first met, and because you're a nice person but feel like a victim, your frequency of victim, no matter that you're a nice person, you keep attracting just the worst of circumstances, right? Which must have
Yep.
felt horrible because it's just like, why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. You have always been a good person. But in a victim frequency, you must attract those sorts of circumstances where people in circumstances take advantage of you. But now you're starting to let go of that internal programming, right? Now you go through the
Yes.
self mastery, you're mastering yourself. Look at the world you're manifesting, from
It's
homeless
good.
to this, right? Literally from homeless to this. And that's what I
Well,
want a story. Just beginning.
see the book. After she teaches me how, like I'm going through a whole course and everything, she's gonna teach me how to do that. And I'm like, oh, then I'll be able to tell my story, and who knows, maybe I'll have a bestseller. It'd be so exciting. Who knows what
Why
that'd
not?
be like?
Well, the
It
thing
is.
is
It's
just so if you want a bestseller, you can manifest a bestseller. It's not a hit and miss thing, right? It's again like everything you've manifested, it's a frequency thing. And you
you
learn
just have to
to
write on
yourself learn to enter that frequency, you'll end up with a bestseller. It's not a hope, it's an absolute thing. And it's not
them.
based
Okay.
on
I'll
anybody.
just
You'll
and it's
attract the
not
people who
about doing the visualization and writing it down. That too, though, right? The
all of that
visualizations and the
all of that supports it. Absolutely, it supports it.
that's it.
But if you're
It's
in
just
it, like self mastery is like if you don't have the self mastery first, visualization won't work because when you visualize, you won't realize that you're desiring and you're trying, or you like most people are trying to fix something up, or they're trying to get somewhere, or they're desiring to get that manifest that goal, which is the most natural thing. But the energy or frequency of desire is a frequency, feeling, same word, right? Desire is a feeling or frequency that you don't have it. So it's down here. So therefore you must
I
manifest more down here. So the more you
yeah,
desire something, the more you push away. Right?
I
So
see.
people,
Yes.
I'm desiring it. Well, that is the exact frequency for you not to manifest your goal. So visualization done the way that we teach you in the program, absolutely, that's how it will manifest.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to use that and will do that until you have that level of mastery so you can see where you're vibrating, then you separate from that and then enter that higher frequency. And then you'll naturally visualize, or just naturally happen. And like, where will the people turn up? Just like in your world, they're just turning up. Opportunities just somehow find you. They reach out to you. Like, well, how does that work
Yeah.
out? It works out for
Yeah.
everybody. They find you because you attract it.
Yes.
So
Yes. I get it.
it's not a philosophy. It's just a science.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's
Oh,
like when I hear you say, like, I'm going to, I'd love to get a bestseller. It's like choosing food off a menu. Oh, well, I'd love to have a steak. Well, just order it. Do you think I
just
can?
order it. I'm just gonna
Just
order it
order
up.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, but until you understand the process, everything will be a goal like, oh, I wish I could. My goal is not wish I could.
Yes.
My goal is to manifest. And that's why I want to get into
Yes.
your mind now is just to realize, you're getting there. You're not quite there yet, but you're getting there to leaps and bounds. So
Yes.
as you
Yes.
said, for me, it's not even about the goal, just like, well, that happens. It's like for me, the first time was just like made $1 million. It's like crazy, like really? It's in my account. I go, holy shit. And then I think after that, my next goal, I don't know if I told you this, was just like, I wonder if I can make more than 100K in a day. And I thought that would
Wow.
be crazy, right? And then I manifested that. Then I started having $1 million month, right? And
Wow.
the money is at that point, it's not even about the money. It's just like, well, what's possible? Like, what does actually,
Wow.
right? I just wanted to know what's
Yeah.
possible, like, the limitations of this. Bigger than the money for me
Because
was changing my weight because I was fat most of my life. So going from being fat to being the most jacked guy in the country, becoming Mr. New Zealand in bodybuilding and competing at Mr. Universe, that was just like, that was bigger than the money because the money I was always thought was possible. My body just like, it's just my genes. It's nothing to do with your genes, nothing to do
yeah.
with your DNA. Your body is literally, it's not solid, it's atoms and energy. It's literally a projection of your belief system. And when you
Yeah.
change that consciousness, when you're changing the very structure of that projection. That's why you get instant healings. That's why you have miracles. It's just like the body is exactly the same thing I'm talking about. All of this out here isn't separate to you. Nothing is happening to you. Everything out here is you happening. Everything you do,
Yeah.
that's why it keeps repeating. People, it's random. If it's random, why isn't your world random? Nothing's random about people's world. Every part of their life, it's repeating. The same thing keeps happening to them in relationships. Again and again, week after week, month after month, year after year. The same thing keeps happening with their
Yes.
money. And my money changes. No, it doesn't. At the end of the day, you end up with the same amount in your bank account, right? So no, it
Yeah.
doesn't. If the world is just random things happening, why isn't it random? If you look, it's actually in each person's life, it's exact. The same thing keeps happening in their social relationships, in their romantic
Yeah.
relationships. Same thing keeps happening with money. Same thing keeps happening with their body. Then my body changes. No, it doesn't. You may make a transformation, but then you go back. You keep going
Yep.
back to your.
Let's go back.
But there's nothing random. So once people
Which
understand that there's nothing random, that there's a science, that they're locked into a program and that they're locked into a frequency and it's manifesting the same result again and again. Once they realize that, then they realize, actually, I can change that. That's when
yeah.
all of this happens, right? And so in
Yeah.
the goal, I want you to shift from going, man, it'd be lovely to do this. Just know, if I decide to do this and I
I'm gonna
apply the
order it
process,
up.
it will happen. Yeah, if I decide, it's just that, it's that mindset. If I decide and I master the process, which you're getting the ability to, then that will happen.
Yeah.
No, it will happen.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna
you'll
do it.
prove it. Someone else has already done it. It proves that you can do it. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
It's
Yeah.
already done.
Especially
Yeah.
the coach has already done it 5 times, so that's good. And so sometimes I get stuck in the, how did I end up with this lady that's exact opposite of me? How is that a reflection of
Don't get into
me?
the detail. Don't get into the detail. But
Okay.
besides this, if you get into the detail, why'd you lose that job? Oh,
Okay.
the job, it's a bad thing. Now you're getting into the detail. The detail doesn't matter because the detail can look terrible, right? The
Okay.
detail can look
Okay.
terrible. You lost your job, that's terrible. No, it's not. Where you focus on is, where is my frequency? How am I feeling? That's all it is.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
Because I
whoever
was
in your
getting all
life,
caught up around
assess
there
it.
going, "Huh,
Yeah. And
okay.
then you'll lose your job and you go, oh, this is terrible. And actually, it's not terrible. It's reorganization. So you can attract all of this, right? But
Okay.
at the time,
Okay.
it's terrible. No, it's not terrible. Like you don't understand why it's happening. And that's the mistake, is people are looking out and going, well, this is a bad situation. Remember the teachings. If you're in a high frequency, it looks like a bad situation. It's not a bad situation. If you're in a low
Yeah.
frequency, it's a bad situation. It is a bad situation because you're in a low frequency, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
So you're on a
Okay.
high frequency. Why is this lady here? These are questions that are totally irrelevant. Don't move your
Okay.
attention.
I
Otherwise, you'll
won't
start
do it then.
yeah, you react to her and you react like, this is no good. She shouldn't say this. It's just like, none of that means anything to me or you. Everybody has
Okay.
to say what they do, what they have to do. It doesn't affect me. I just stay my frequency. The world shapes itself around me. That's how it works.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. And thank you so much for putting me in Tiki's group, because he's amazing. He's going to be a good coach,
He
as
is a
we
good
progress. I mean, he is
Yeah.
right now. Yes. And that's what I was telling him. I was like, wow, you're doing awesome. So thank you. He's motivated me. He's awesome. So, all
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Thank you so much.
this is a perfect fit for you. Much love. Kia ora.
Yes.
Bye,
Much
Summer.
love to you. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, Summer.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mhm.
just before you go, there's a few
Go
things
here.
in here that was actually really powerful. And so I just wanted to know, is it okay if I share bits of this or whole parts of this with other people? Are you okay with that?
Oh, my us together, this recording?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, somebody
Awesome.
could learn from it. Great. Why not?
Well, not just learn, they'll be affected because you're in an awesome energy.
Thank
You
you.
are.
Thank you. I feel
Wow.
really great. Yeah. It's such an awesome high. Like no high, there's no drugs or alcohol or anything that can get you this high. And it's free, right? High on your own supply.
People have got these vices and they go, you don't understand how good you can actually feel in self-mastery.
Yes.
You have no idea. You think that feels good. You think that drug or that sex or that vice or whatever it is feels good. How does it feel good after the event? You feel terrible.
Yes.
For every high that you go out artificially, there's a payment of a low that equals the high, right?
Yep.
That's the deal.
Yeah.
But with self-mastery, it transcends the high and the low because it's self-victory, self-mastery, self-victory, which is self-love. The highest form of self-love is self-discipline, right? And so that's why I'm feeling like this. Yeah.
Oh, feels good.
All right.
So grateful.
I better go. Kia ora, Summer. Bye-bye.
Bye.